Alright, we're live, boys. Here it is. The update is finally here. Alright, what are we going over first? Actually, gotta look at these notes. This is the #1 formation on the list. Man, people have been asking about this formation left and right recently. We'll go over tight offset. So we'll go over a bunch of different New Orleans shit first. So, tight offset, you already know the deal. Y out, halfback swing. So we'll go over a couple different setups. I actually have been switching it up quite a bit. So the first setup, let's see, we got this. We'll go over my coverage setup first before we get to the true bag. The audibles. So it is pretty important to have the audibles. So pinch dog 3 is actually one of my main coverage audibles, and you gotta have cover 4 in there just in case they go to the blast. So we'll go over the blast defense as well. So let's say we're trying to purely stop, set this shit up, purely stop these corner outs. There's a couple different ways. These corner outs are hella hard to stop. There's only a couple things that stops them. Palms is really good. Unfortunately, 3-4 odd doesn't have that, so I don't really go to formations that use that, but here it is. So, oh, this is actually auto flipped. So this is this coverage setup, just like before in the ebook, just like this, right? I do recommend you guys to start off just to see if they can dot, right? This is a great coverage setup. You can't really get bombed if you have zoned out. This is the dude that could possibly, like, if you have your zoned out anywhere, make sure it's on this third, because they could cover 4 bomb that. But with zoned out, you're safe, right? All you gotta really, these thirds right here, they play the corner out pretty well, right? Unless they throw in a streak combo. So say they do something like that, puts everything back, right? If they get the rollout, it's pretty tough. It's definitely pretty tough. They might do a setup like this, right? So it's gonna be pretty tough to stop this kind of corner out, unless you have a zoned out dude. Even with zoned out, it's still kind of tricky. But if you guys truly want to bag it, you should definitely user it. Send pressure, user it. We'll go over different setups like that. This is one of the best setups that I would use. Just bend but don't break. But let's go over the true bag. Let's say these guys are actually dotting up here and there. You just want to straight up bag them. This is the new formation right here. Put your fastest dude right at this spot. Not sure what it would be on the Pats, but pinch bucko. Real simple setup. Real easy to set up. Go over how exactly to do everything here. So I start off pressing, globally blitz linebackers contained, and I always usually third this dude and double soft squad just to start things off. But this is the big thing, is knowing who they're gonna motion, right? Usually they motion in this dude, then you're chilling, right? You could just do a regular and just hug, just like that, right? And then it's absolutely fine. But let's say it's gonna pretty much bag everything, can't come in. But let's say they're actually motioning in, say this dude right here. This is where you got to make sure when you come out, before you even pick the play, make sure you're in man align. And then I'll make sure I put it man align right now. So let's say they motion this dude right here. I recommend you actually send that corner, okay? And you actually, it depends. I do keep the soft squat usually, but a lot of the times they do keep the drag, so you want to man that up, shade inside. And all you gotta watch, you don't even need a hug. All you gotta watch is that tight end. And the only other way they can beat you is if they actually have a running back on a route, but they never put a running back on the route. That's super rare. So this would be the setup, just like that. Just come right in. Double pressure, no hug needed. Go over it one more time. So just press. I double soft squat. I third. I move this guy in a little bit. So just because right over here, they could hit you with a slant or a drag or a quick streak still. He doesn't have inside position. So right here, keep it like that. Right, you don't have to hug with this formation, which is the cool part about it. But I still like to bait people with lurker and just hug a little bit. And then once they do the motion, let's say they motion. Let's actually give you a real scenario. They motion this guy, right? Motion this guy. So what you would actually do, switch these controls. You would blitz that same dude, right? Then you would reverse the order, and then you just gotta watch that left receiver. You don't even have to hug, but you could hug. It is, if you don't have a 99 speed safety, I don't recommend you hug. These receivers are way too freaking fast for MUT, but just like this, bam. Just watch the corner out. Everything's literally gonna be bagged. You could just leave the soft squat. Will stop everything on the right. If you think they're gonna do a drag, you could just man them up. But that's the setup. And we'll go over the blast defense. We're gonna come out and cover 4 drop. So you're just gonna press, finish the linebackers, blitz them all. That's it. This is the setup. Oh yeah, crash up. Crash the D-line up. So they're off contains. I usually would double spy. Just like this. But this completely... I'll show you guys here how these middle linebackers play. Especially if you got some beast middle linebackers. These dudes will actually shoot right in, give you some hit sticks. These linebackers do really well at containing. All you gotta do is just make sure you just contain the run. That's the setup. Show you guys some scenarios that might happen. So if they ever, so same setup. So you double spy. In it, by the way, if they ever pass it, just right click your spy in. Just don't even keep the spy, just click them in. Just in case they ever do pass it. All you have to watch is the streaks on the right. You could always double soft squat. That's always good. I like to always soft squat the single side dude. Do it like that. That's the setup. So let's say they do a motion like this. All you gotta do is just reverse the order, just like that. And I would say still play on this dude. Play on the left dude right here. And just click in your spy. I wouldn't play on this dude if they do the motion left. But you just pretty much want someone in the middle, have the numbers properly there, and you're set. So the next setup would be, and also the main reason why I want to go over the 3-4 setup, because a lot of people do actually go to the blast quite a bit, especially with these new 99 quarterbacks coming out, golden tickets. Everyone's gonna have pretty much fast break on their quarterback. So if they run New Orleans, they're probably gonna try and hit you with a couple of those. So I'll actually go over, come to think of it, I'll go over my 3-4 odd setup. If they come out and blast and then they audible to this, and then you want to just send the pressure the same. I'll show you guys how to send the pressure the exact same as 3-4 bear. So say they do the motion. You could literally just do it just like this. Just like this. Same exact thing. You just send an extra dude. It's not rocket science. I actually user press. I know it seems wild, but I user press this receiver, and then I just make sure he doesn't beat me on a streak. And I man myself up so I get a better press. It's hella hard. If you have him in the zone, it's just harder to press. I don't know why. So I just man myself up. Bam, there it is. So if they motion the opposite side, just reverse the order. But that's the setup I've used when I stay in 3-4. I mix in my coverage setup. Sometimes I would even send a corner. So I'll show you guys. Yeah, you know what? I'll show you guys one more time. Just so you guys have. Because I bag this shit all the time. But you do have to switch it up sometimes. So instead of you, let's say, instead of you man pressing or whatever, you send your corner, you pretend like you might man press them or man them up. Bam, just like that. Bam, that's that. Alright, so you can switch off of the press dude or the safety, just send an extra one. It's really not rocket science. I know this formation's annoying, but that formation is not good at picking up pressure, so that's how you beat it. You send the pressure, send an extra one. So next, we'll go over iform close. Damn, I feel shit. I'm really giving you guys the good shit right here. Because I like to run this formation, but you know what? Just because y'all are subbing, I'll show you guys the good run D for it. Hook you guys up with this shit. So, as you guys can tell, I came out in cover 4, just pinched, got the guys out just a little bit, just for containment. This is my new run defense I've been trying out last like month or so. It's actually been working really, really well. So the whole point of doing these dudes pinched and then spreading the dudes out is these dudes play the dive really, really well. Same with the blast defense. That's the whole point of doing the pinch and then pulling these guys out. Guys out will play the stretch. These two dudes will play the dive. So I'll just run one little play here. Just shed defense, whatever. You guys gotta trust the setup. This shit just works. Bam, bam. You're set. That's the run defense. If you guys want to get fancy with it, this is my in general setup. I generally do this setup with a spy click in. Sometimes I've noticed some people do some out routes and whatnot, so you do have to switch it up. I have to do a cloud, but most people, this is a little scary though. If this dude gets put on a streak like this brown dude, and you have a soft squat, he will definitely get burnt from an inside position. So it's definitely a little scary, but you gotta trust. If you guys practice this, the right click in the spy, just trust it. He's gonna come in. He's just gonna come in before he could even get the ball off. So that right there, that'll be all with this playbook. We'll go with what do we got next? Split close. Alright, same setup. So we'll go over the new split close bag. So I'm going with 3-4 bear, fastest dude right here. It's probably this Pat dude, Patrick. So for my purposes, you put, say, the new Shazier, Palomalu, like just your fastest you right over here every time. You're gonna press. Do the same exact setup. Same exact setup. As I told you guys in tight offset. Actually, we're gonna man up the dude on the left. Let's say they go ahead and hike it, they're just gonna get sacked. But I'll give you guys a couple scenarios. So let's say they go ahead, they motion this dude across. Okay. You gotta make sure you're in man align, right? So the first thing I would do, I would go ahead out soft squat, deep half, blitz the corner on the left, right? And then just make sure I just watch this right tight end or receiver. That's it. That's literally the bag. And then when I blitz that corner, just to make sure the contain doesn't kind of come in slow, I actually blitz that linebacker. So it's like this. And then I would sometimes shade up, have a cloud. Everything on that left side is going to be pretty covered unless they do a drag. So everything's bagged right there. So, and I still do use my 146 setup that I have in my first ebook, so that's still good. But this 3-4 bear will literally come in every single time. Every single time. Like, you just gotta trust this blitz. So, next we'll go over a slot. Alright. So, we get bam, bam, bam. Alright. Go level sail. That's the most popular play. So, I do use like 2 to 3 different setups on this. We'll go over all of them. The 3-4 bear one's really good if you really need to send the pressure and you don't mind if they hit you with like some short shit. Is definitely really good. We'll go over that. So first of all, the 3-4 setup I use, I pretty much do my cover 3, pinch lock 3 with a man align. So let's say we man align, come out and man align. I would go ahead, I would actually hard flat the dude on the right. That's how it's gonna look. Damn, it's all fucked up. Oh, it's because I didn't flip it, that's why. Yeah, it would look like this. Yep, and I'll play on this dude. This would be the coverage setup. You could do it like this, and you could throw in, I always do recommend throwing in a spy, but just because you have a cloud and a hard flat, you could just, if they ever roll out, just click them in. So you don't 100% need a spy. You can do it just like that. Stops the hard flat, stops that running back route. All you gotta really watch when you're usering is make sure you watch the corner route that's coming along from that right tight end, right? And then they usually, this is the main setup. These dudes will just dot you up, just take their little nickel and dimes. This is usually what they do. This kind of setup. So they will have the hitch, but we'll bag that hitch. We'll go over what actually bags that. And believe it or not, cover 4 quarters bags those hitches pretty well too. So this is one setup I do. And then we'll go over setup number 2. Let's go over them real quick. So cover 4, especially with these 99 zone. Oh damn, it's hard to do it with one fucking hand. Hold on. Especially with these 99 zone corners, these quarters, oh my god, they play insanely well. So you come out of man line against all these formations with these receivers, 2 receivers to left, like you have to man align. If they have a bubble screen in the playbook in that formation, you just have the man line. Unless they're in 3 receivers, then you don't have to. I'll go over little things I do against that. So let's say you want to send some pressure. Sense pressure, right? This is one little setup. I legit, if you don't think they're gonna, let's say it's like shit, like 3rd and 15, like you could give them that running back route. You could literally just give it to them, right? Literally just do this simple setup. Just make sure you watch. Hold on. Just make sure you just watch that tight end on the right. And you could even do my hug I do in bunch. Hug right here. As soon as they hike it, run across. I'll show you guys. Say they hike it, run across. Just user and bait. Just like that. That's one setup. But this is probably the best setup of all. It's that 3-4 bear, y'all. It's that 3-4 bear. So come out of man line, press, blitz, contain. I would move this dude in a little bit. You could keep the man. You could just bait him with that tight end. If you have a lurker, you could I mean, I don't recommend like super baiting, because if they're smart and good players, they will do a touch pass. And I've gone burned by that shit so many times. So just make sure you're aware of that. But you could just do it just like this. If anything, if you want to be safe, set up like this. Alright, you just got to trust the pressure. Just make sure you don't get beat by that corner out. That's on the tight end on the right. That's usually the killer. This little corner out, it's usually what it is. That kills in this formation. So it depends what tight A slot you're playing though. There's literally 3 different ones. This is primarily the best setups against like all of them. But you gotta remember if they have the blast. If they have the blast, I like to go to my 3-4 setups. If they don't have the blast, then I would do the 3-4 bear. So let's see what we got next. Ace. Oh yeah, my coverage setup. Can't forget that. So coverage, go pinch dog 3. Usually use the same exact setup every time. But I'll tell you guys what to actually go over another coverage setup. So if you want to be safe, so this right here is if you don't mind giving up that bubble, right? Now you could have a soft squat on the right that could actually stop that running back route, and then it could actually play decently well against a corner. So it's the same exact thing as that first coverage setup. You're just coming out in base, literally just base. Move this guy back a little bit. Get on this dude. Spy the linebacker on the right. Just soft squat. So let me go over one more time. This is how I do it in order. I deep half on the right. Soft squat on the right. Spy the linebacker. Blitz. Contain. I crash up and then contain just because that's usually what I do just to get my pressure in. So maybe this dude right here might come in clean if he's like shifting his line to the right or something like that. So that's the complete setup. This seam right here, it actually plays pretty well like on everything. I always keep this route right here. And if they ever do crossers, I've had Shazier just pick off some crazy shit like on a corner route or a crosser. So I usually just play on this mid read. Now we're gonna go over, it's gonna be the good shit right here. I have to change playbooks. Near flex close. Go with the Texans. West Coast bunch. This is probably my second most requested formation too. I've never struggled against this formation, but I'll give you all the bag. Give you guys a couple different bags for this one. But first things first, just a reminder, make sure if you guys are doing this setup I'm about to go over, make sure you guys have some fast ass safeties. Like for MUT, this 100% works. If you're doing this spy clicking shit in regs or in like draft champions or something like that, is definitely not going to be working the same because the guys just don't get in as fast. So just keep that in mind. So near flex close or close flex, but both these setups work against all this near and far shit. So cover 4, we'll go over cover 4. I like to come out cover 4, no specific reason, just because I'm used to adjusting out of it. So I'll bring this dude in, cover 4, spread. So it depends if you're willing to give up the dive. So if you want to stop the dive, I recommend you pinch. But if you want the pressure to come in better and faster, I recommend you spread the D-line. So I double soft squat. So you could literally come out and pinch dock 2. It's the same exact thing. Do this exact setup here. I move this guy in to kind of bait that he's blitzing, but I don't even mind if they motion across one of the dudes on the right to the left. They literally never do this. So I've done this exact setup against literally the top players that run this formation, and it just completely bags them. So usually they will, let's say they would do something like this, or have a corner out. This isn't the main play, by the way, this is the setup. So the big thing is, as soon as they hike it, all you have to make sure you don't get beat by is the streak on the right. That's literally it. The streak on the right. Yes, they might put a streak on the tight end, right? That's something you gotta go ahead and see if they do a streak or out route, right? If you really think they're gonna do something by that tight end, and you know they're not gonna motion, right? You could just man them up. I do like to, 90% of the time, they don't do that much with the tight end, so it depends if they have abilities or not. So I keep the soft squat. Sometimes I would keep a quarter to be safe. I'll do it just like this. Usually they do a two route combo. I go ahead, they hike it. You click in the spy. You can come in right there. This is regs though. This is regs. You gotta keep that in mind. Usually they're looking for the rollout instantly. So it's one setup, just like this. If you want to be safe, deep half. Now your objective is to watch the tight end on the left. That's pretty much your job here. And once you know they're 100%, like they're audible and all that, you can even throw in a hug and just run across just like I do in my bunch setup. That's one setup. So next, let's say they're not doing any motions, like they're not motioning this dude to the right or anything like that. Even if they are, it's not even that bad of a deal. Like, you do the same thing here, here, but this time you're gonna play on this safety. Okay, so you have this dude right here in the middle. He's actually gonna be stopping that streak. All right, you pretty much just make sure you don't get beat by a streak. Usually they have a post and a corner combo. So this dude will be playing the post. You just gotta watch the corner. That's it. Okay. And then this plays well on everything on the left, just having a third and the soft squat. So those are the main setups. So the next one, this is like a safe setup. If you guys don't want to if you guys just want to be safe, because I understand, like, I've been blitzing so damn long. I'm just so confident in my blitzes and knowing that they're going to come in. So I understand if you guys are like a little iffy, like, damn, am I really going to be like fucking like sending all these players and clicking in a spy and shit like that? That shit does seem hella scary. Like, if you fuck up, I'm not gonna lie, if you guys fuck up a click in on the spy, and you can 100% give up a touchdown just because you didn't click in your spy. So it is risky, but I'm telling y'all, like, once you get the setups down, this shit is fire. Like, you're gonna be getting constant sacks, just constant, just left and right. They're gonna be on 3rd and 40 before you know it, because they're literally just gonna be so used to rolling out every single time. But just because you're sending all that pressure, and the spy automatically just goes straight for the quarterback, is almost unblockable. Especially when they initially roll out. As soon as they initially roll out, I gotta show you guys. I'm done talking. I gotta show you guys exactly what I meant. So let's say you do the setup before I go over the safe one. They usually would do something like this. Damn, this is gonna be hard. Like, having to click in a spy, fuck. And roll out, fuck. It's like a forehand job. Alright, say they do this. Fuck, what control am I on? Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't roll out. What the fuck's going on? Damn, this shit is hella hard. By the way, I'll show you guys what usually happens. Because you're sending all this pressure. This shit does not work in practice mode. I could already tell. But initially, when you send that spy, he's literally undetected by the blockers 90% of the time. Actually, I would say damn near every single time. I wonder why it doesn't work in practice mode. You just gotta trust it. You move this guy in. You don't have to even move him in. You literally, the whole point of moving him in is so he plays better on the tight end. The tight end's on a route. You do it just like that. If you want to be safe, throw in a quarter. Just so, against this formation, I would definitely do a quarter. I wouldn't soft squat. They do this formation right here, I would 100% do a quarter before a soft squat. If they do the near one, then I would definitely keep the soft squat. So let's say they do this. Damn, I don't even have a corner out from this. What is this, bench flats? Damn, this is such a glitchy formation. This is where I commit. By the way, just trust the setup. Just trust it. Now, we'll go over that's to especially bag the pass, okay? But if you guys are playing someone that's actually trying to run, do the pinch. Let's say it's like 3rd and 1. You definitely got to pinch. You got to pinch the D line. Just got to do it. Double pinch. Get in the middle, okay? And you could just go ahead and hug towards this side. And I mean, if you think they're gonna pass, doesn't even matter. You don't even need a spy. Because I actually seen this setup done by Maze-O-Matic too, and this is actually a decent setup. So you just hug, as soon as they hike it, you just go ahead and just roll out and go for a sack on them, right? That's one way to do it. I like this, the spy setup. And then you go ahead, as soon as they hike it, you actually watch across. You would watch across the crosser or the corner, right? Usually you just gotta watch out for the corner route. If they have a crosser, you watch that. As soon as they roll out, you click in your spy in like as soon as they start rolling out. So let's say they hike it, start rolling out, just click them in. Alright.